Did you know someone made an 8-bit Maven theme?
No.
They did.
They fucking did.
I don't know why you would do this, but you did it, and we appreciate your efforts.
Yeah, whoever the hell you are, I don't know your YouTuber name.
It says their name is Brawl, apparently.
Man,
Well,
they'll make an 8-bit theme out of an 8-bit version out of anything.
I gotta see if they made an 8-bit 3 count. Anyway, welcome to week number 6 of WRASSLEBOYS. We took a week off because the show got boring and we did something else, but now we're back.
Now we're back.
And we're 7 weeks out to WrestleMania?
We are 6 weeks to Sour Skittles.
Shit, 6 weeks to Sour Skittles and No Way Out coming up very soon.
Hello, everybody. That was Allie. This
Yes.
is Mega Fighter. And over there's Rocktan.
Guess who's back?
We're in a
Back
physical
again.
location. No, we're not. So, does anyone have anything to talk about before we bring about this week's Raw and SmackDown?
No, I think we should just get right into it.
If you are keeping up with us, we are currently on the start of February of 2002, live from some place in Las Vegas.
I forgot to
I
put down the.
I actually spotted a sign on the upper deck that said Pacificair.
Pacific Care.
Yeah,
That might be it. Hold on, let me.
it might be
do a
it.
quick-
Pacificair.
It was the Thomas and Mack Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay.
Oh, okay. So I don't know what that was then.
I believe we start out with our typical Kevin Dunn bought a thing of video toaster and wants to try all its effects.
We get a recap of the Ric Flair was gonna kind of sign the contract,
But
but
then
not
Stone
really.
Cold didn't, and then Stone
And it
Cold
was
came
set to
out,
gospel music.
and it was set to like gospel music.
Well, gospel choir. Just be like, yeah, it was very much like that.
So
If-
I had a really big thought when I saw that and started this show because, I didn't join you guys for the last week, and so you have to bear with me because this is a big thought I wrote out. So, like I said, I missed the storyline that's now progressed to Vince putting an ultimatum on Flair to sell his half of the company or he'll unleash the NWO. Now, I thought that NWO was just kind of going to arrive. So I
No.
can only surmise the reason for adding of this element into the story is to make Vince more of a dick, which would make sense.
Well, it's Vince more of a dick, and also an excuse to give Hulk Hogan his WrestleMania payday.
Right. And also, the only reason I can think they're making them out as poison to the company, that thing they keep saying.
Because they shit on WCW constantly.
Well, I didn't think of that. I thought it was more that it's because they're doing it because Vince is alluding to something that only people that follow WCW and dirt sheets know, that the NWO in WCW got too large and full of older talent that were given creative control to shoot anything down that didn't feature them or keep them on the top of the card. Vince made it a point that his wrestlers didn't have that, so that couldn't happen again. So
Well, Vince specifically threatened last week that bringing in the NWO would kill the ratings.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is weird because if nothing else, the NWO were pretty big ratings.
Who wants to see Hulk Hogan? That guy's a pussy.
So I was thinking it was just going to be interesting to see how if they make that part, the whole poison thing part work or make sense.
Well, here's the thing. Like, Vince shitting on WCW and teabagging them after they died, that's very Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the poison thing is just him shitting on it. Okay.
Yeah, like, the NWO was so shit it'll kill the show, is what I was which is what I've assumed.
Oh yeah, I forgot before our video toaster intro, We get like this brief Michael Cole interview of Ric Flair, and it just kind of cuts to the intro.
Oh yeah, like it's just Ric Flair in the back, and he answers one question, and as soon as he's done answering it, it just immediately cuts to the Raw intro.
And we were just like hit with that whiplash.
Oh yeah, right. And immediately we get the announced tag match of Rock and Stone Cold versus Jericho and Taker.
Yep.
Yes.
And then Triple H comes out for a promo. Holy shit, we are doing this now.
It begins.
It begins here. I'm sure he was doing it earlier, but God, why are we starting with this again?
This is so you think this is where the like weeks and months of Triple H starting every show with a promo starts?
Yes.
I feel like this has got to be it because this is when he returned.
So
and they were pushing him hard as a big star.
So Trips, incensed of being put in the ankle lock as of last week, wants to kick Kurt Angle's sorry Olympic ass. And speaking of Kurt Angle, out comes Booker T.
Triple H says, "Your leg humping was subpar. Now get in here and hump it like a good dog."
Because like Triple H tries to do like the fucking Warriors quote.
Oh yeah,
my joke is done.
Angle, come out and play, yeah.
He doesn't do it right.
I noticed that too. I was
like, he does the quote, but he doesn't do it right. He doesn't do the play.
I wondered if he was actually trying to do that. I wasn't sure.
Can you dig it, sucker? No. Hold on. That's not how you do the Warriors quote. You gotta clink your fingers. You gotta do it sing-song, sucker.
Yeah, so Booker T comes out as... Sorry.
You gotta go play yay. I don't know.
Yeah, that yay.
So, Booker T comes out as the aggressive heel that wants to get into a fight with a babyface, which I found kind of interesting.
It's weird.
It's weird. We're still questioning the idea of Booker T as a heel, but fuck it.
Yeah.
And then the match just kind of starts because Tim White just kind of shows up.
Yeah, Tim White just appears like he's the fucking referee of Metabots. Just, you're fighting near a beach and then this Tim White just comes swimming out. Like, this is a sanctioned match, goddammit. I'm gonna count those pins. Ate my life.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Michael Cole I remember Michael Cole made the comment of, I guess this is officially a match.
He did that both times.
Essentially.
Oh my God, we will talk about that when we get to SmackDown. This match was actually pretty good.
Well, Triple H starts brawling with Booker T, and then they eventually get into the ring. And one thing I noticed was every single fucking time an instant replay happens, they turned on the sound effects for it, so you just hear the screen just go or skirt, skirt.
Oh yeah, those weird mechanical sound effects that they did.
Yeah,
they're trying to do because it's all the fucking replay screen is all mechanical, and
I think they're going under graphic packages or graphic package changes because SmackDown has a way more modern look to it.
Yeah, and Raw is supposed to be more gritty and underground and
skirt. Got some WD-40 on your fucking video packages, guys. What the fuck?
My God.
So Kurt Angle eventually just runs in during the match because Triple H landed the pedigree.
The DQ is not called when he comes out. The ref doesn't call for the DQ, the bell isn't rung. But then Kurt Angle's theme just kind of plays.
Before I want to mention a couple of signs I spotted during the match. We'll wrestle for beer.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Kind of a downgrade from we'll wrestle nude for food.
Yeah.
The better sign I spotted, my girlfriend hates me.
God, that one might do it.
I came here alone.
You're gonna have to wait for the sign I spotted later in the show.
Oh boy,
that is one of the top signs I've ever seen in my life.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, they really played. That was weird. This is something that'll come up later. Actually, they played Kurt's music pretty much immediately after he hit the angle slam and celebrated. I've never heard a theme start up that quick.
Like, yeah, they didn't DQ. They didn't call the DQ or the no contest.
He just
They
ran
played
in and hit an
theme,
angle slam.
and then they played his theme for it.
Play my theme
Yeah,
song.
exactly.
Dun, 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 dun. So after that happens, and for a little bit of a brawl, Kurt Angle leaves. Triple H just goes and threatens a referee to find Kurt Angle.
I think was it Charles Robinson?
I don't remember. It might have been Charles
I don't
Robinson.
Might have been Charles Robinson. Yeah, he gets stopped at he's told, oh yeah, Kurt Angle's at Mr. McMahon's office, and he gets stopped by the OVW cops.
Yes.
Who are there, and they're like, no,
Where
you can't
Kurt?
come in, Triple H. You can't come in, Triple H. He's talking to Mr. McMahon, and Triple H asks the question, "What's the penalty for aggravated assault?"
Yes.
So
Yeah,
we are going to wrestle court once again. While he did not actually commit it, we will answer his question. In the state of Nevada, if an individual is charged with the crime of assault and battery with a deadly weapon or assault with a deadly weapon or battery, they will be looking at a Category B felony punishable by up to 6 years in prison and or fines of up to $5,000.
Triple H might be the biggest criminal of the year if he continues this horrible behavior up.
He didn't assault anyone, but he did threaten them.
Yes.
Yes.
And we did look it up for him. So watch yourself, Hunter.
Mr. Hemsley, you on the rap sheet. Wrestle court.
Yeah.
Yes, court.
But wasn't the I'm not sure.
It was two times.
Wasn't there a segment before this,
two
or
times.
was it after the Billy and Chuck one?
Oh yeah, Billy and Chuck enter a girl's locker room and
Are we there? Oh shit, we might have been there.
well, no, it's like Triple H antagonizes a rep to find Kurt Angle, then it goes to Billy and Chuck, and then it goes back to Triple H.
Yeah, where Jazz is just standing there in a towel, wondering what these two white boys are doing.
Oh yeah, they just run in and talk about how fucking hot they are, and that they're so hot,
and showing off
that
like their calendar.
They got a calendar.
And I immediately had the thought of, I don't care if you're. I mean, obviously, their whole gimmick is to be like gay, effeminate, or whatever.
Well, they're like
and
gay
they're also like
and self-centered, but that's not. Those two traits aren't in common.
right.
They're like those two traits aren't correlated.
They're gay and they're effeminate, and they're kind of not really caring that much about the women. They're kind of insulting them the whole time.
No, they're narcissistic, and that's not exactly a gay.
Okay.
That's not exactly a gay trait. That's more just a narcissist.
Regardless, walking into their changing room was still an invasion of privacy.
Wait, is this?
Do I need to look up invasion of privacy in laws in Nevada?
I think you might.
Hold on.
Wait, did they commit a crime by walking into the women's locker room?
Possibly.
Or is that a social contract?
Let's see. Invasion of privacy intrusion. Under Nevada law, to recover for the tort of intrusion, a plaintiff must allege an intentional intrusion, physical or otherwise, or on the solitary seclusion of another, free that would be highly offensive to a reasonable person.
I mean, I think they don't appreciate that they did that.
But I don't think they did. They're not going to press charges. They're just gonna have a pose down next on SmackDown instead.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they accost like Tori Wilson and someone else. Stacy Keibler.
It was Tori and Stacy.
Yeah, Tori and Stacy basically challenged them to a pose down, which will happen on SmackDown.
Yes.
WWF pose down. Anyway.
So after asking about aggravated assault, Kurt Angle reveals that despite the fact that Triple H has won the Royal Rumble, he has convinced Mr. McMahon to put his position in the Royal Rumble up for grabs. I mean, not Royal Rumble, his Royal Rumble win.
His Royal Rumble win, yes.
And pretty much put it up for grabs against Kurt Angle later on.
Which is weird because there's no controversial, there wasn't like a controversial finish to the Rumble match. I guess it is just kind of heels complaining to other heels for things, but still.
I do like I actually kind of like that though, like putting the WrestleMania shot that you get from the win is something I kind of wish they did more often. It makes them look even better and prove they earned it.
It also justifies the 2-month gap between the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Yeah,
True,
Because it really should
definitely.
just be the Royal Rumble, then WrestleMania, but we usually get like No Way Out in the middle.
Or something. Yeah.
or Fastlane.
Oh no!
Fastlane!
Oh
Fastlane!
no! Fastlane! Oh, that's one of the bad ones.
Yes. I believe this is now where we get to Rob Van Dam versus Bubba Ray Dudley with Devon and Stacy Keibler at ringside.
Excuse me, you forgot that this match is sponsored by The Time Machine, coming out in 2002.
I missed that.
Yes, the Time Machine. Another classic example of WWE just putting their back
Advertising
behind
shit movies. So I believe The Time Machine is an adaptation of the H.G. Wells movie, of the H.G. Wells book, excuse me.
Yes.
That was pretty much like produced by either his son or his grandson.
It was directed by his great grandson.
Oh, great grandson.
And I believe eventually they replaced him. Actually, they don't credit him, but Gore Vidal also apparently did directing for this movie.
Gore Vidal?
Or not Gore Verbinski, excuse me.
Oh, okay.
Gore Verbinski, who directed the Pirates movies.
This was this stars Guy Pearce, Samantha Mumba, Orlando Jones, and Jeremy Irons.
Isn't Gore Vidal a politician?
I was mistaken. Gore Vidal also was involved in wasn't he didn't he have some involvement in the movie Caligula?
Caligula.
No idea.
Yeah, he did do acting, I think. Or it was I don't know. I am sure
But
I've gotten this wrong.
anyway, as this match starts, I just
Hold on.
Okay, what?
The reception of The Time Machine was a 29% on Rotten Tomatoes and an average rating of 4.7.
Wow.
People hate it.
People hated it.
So anyway, as this match starts, it just hit me that since starting this show and doing this year of WWF, we've been essentially watching ECW matches on WWF, except they don't have the no DQ.
Yep.
Basically.
It has to be that match specifically. So, Stacy's kind of wearing a different outfit, but the weird combo of shorts and the shirt she was wearing made her look like a 12-year-old boy with her hat backwards.
Was it also the fact that it was the camo?
Yeah. I imagine she would be chewing bubblegum and holding a baseball bat, but
And so we get a singles match between Bubba Ray and RVD, and I immediately think, man, it's a shame that it took Bubba Ray 8 years after this to finally get his own singles push.
Right? Because I think, you said this about actually a later match, is that just, Allie mentioned this about a later match, was the fact that Bubba's just really good at playing to the crowd.
He's been playing to the crowd since ECW, and he could nearly cause a riot just by talking shit long enough.
Yeah.
In those fucking buildings. He was constantly shouting at the camera and the crowd that look what I did to RVD. And, then he mimicked the Rob Van Dam taunt.
And there's the famous quote that Rob told me about that he did on an ECW show that they would only get away with on an ECW show, where he said, I didn't sleep with your girlfriend. Devon slept with your girlfriend.
Classic racism heat.
Yeah. Racism heat. Well, the crowd was racist, so.
Yes. Classic crowd racism.
This match ends after Stacy and Devon get ejected and RVD gets some offense in. Then,
by the way, Bubba started yelling down at Devon and Stacy for leaving, and I was like, why were you doing that when you saw them getting forced out?
Devon! Who's gonna get the table?
I don't have a table.
Who's gonna get the table now? I did like the RVD selling the Bubba Bomb. That was really awesome.
Oh yeah, he bubble bumped the shit out of him. I loved it.
There is a little odd thing I noticed is there was a spot when Bubba was doing his the several elbow drops, and then he kind of did a double fist. RVD kind of oversold them. He was like, "Ah!"
I was just getting really loud with it.
Yeah.
I might have missed that part.
After
And
RVD wins.
By the way, he wins the match, of course, with the frog splash. Another thing I forgot about that RVD that's cool is how quickly he jumps onto the top rope and turns himself around to get in position for it.
Yeah.
Or any other high flying move he does.
That is like he is on that rope within like a second, and then
really quickly turns to put himself in a position.
Yeah, he can spin on one leg and pretty much turn himself around.
Oh, another thing I noticed, because I was kind of slowing this down, just because I kind of noticed it as it came down, but being able to slow him on and make it and still it, I really saw how the frog splash worked in a way, because I now notice how they make it safe for the opponent as they land on their knees a bit.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Yeah, that was the first time I ever saw that. Anyway, just something I know.
But after the match ends, Goldust appears on the screen, and the whole he finally reveals that he's been talking about in his promos was RVD, and he's like,
Rob,
you're getting too popular, Rob Van Dam.
And
then he just fucking teleports.
Oh yes, he can teleport.
He just starts, he just starts the fucking the fucking video package wasn't over, and he was just beating up RVD. And I think that led to a point in where his theme plays after the beatdown, and they do a recap of the beatdown while the music is playing.
So I noticed they actually did it again. They played his theme super quick.
Yes.
He didn't even completely finish the beatdown before they started it. Just as he was doing his standing elbow drop, they hit his music after the neck break. After I think it is.
Yeah.
Is that the final cut?
The final cut, yeah. And
during called it a neck breaker at the time.
The recap, the music starts playing, and it's playing over the Goldust music that's already playing.
So it's like
it's like, oh my god.
I immediately think, are the people in the truck being too quick on the trigger?
Might be. Jesus, Kevin, calm down. I know you got your new fucking video editing program a couple of weeks ago.
Oh look, I can make it
jazzed up.
Oh look, I can paste Ric Flair's face onto a spear.
Hey look, I can make a swirl. Yes, we know the fucking swirl. And then we cut to Stephanie McMahon in the weirdest fucking angle of her face.
She's leaning all the way back in her seat and just going, hey.
It's the worst. And I think Hunter's complaining now. He's
yeah, he's pacing behind her and complaining about Vince McMahon being an asshole.
And she's just it's all good, man.
It's all good.
So cool. Holy shit, this is not that was it was a very unnerving Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah. She's very really big smiling, and then proceeded to tell him, "Oh, it's okay. I have this wonderful news to tell you later, and it's gonna change your world."
All right.
Then we get the Undertaker, who's leaning.
Undertaker, who is out of shape. God is noticeable here.
I didn't see that.
His gut is really extended out during this period. In terms of
So Michael Cole walks over to him and asks what his reaction is to getting rock bottom by The Rock. I've never really understood why they have the interviewers ask such stupid questions.
I think it was just so Undertaker can go off on him.
Yeah.
At
So I
least
think he starts with, what kind of stupid question is that, or something.
Yeah, he starts like leaning over Michael Cole and yelling at him, who still looks like a giant 12-year-old. And then up walks Chris Jericho, who's
them doing it that way for the heels, so the heels can act like assholes to the interviewer. But they do it for the faces too, so I don't know.
Yeah.
They've done it for the faces.
Poor Coachman.
Up walks Chris Jericho, who is annoyingly chewing gum as loud as possible.
And in a hockey jersey, we were very upset to find out that Scott Jericho was not going to happen on Raw tonight.
No. My unfortunate obsession with Scott Jericho continues.
But not on Raw.
But not on Raw.
Yeah, Jericho is all like, "Hey, buddy, hey, it's gonna be all right." I don't remember.
It's gonna be all right. We a tag team tonight.
Yeah, it was basically that. It's like, "Hey, we're tagging tonight. This is gonna be all right.
This is gonna be awesome." And Undertaker's like, "Fuck you." Are you ready for more Taz and Spike Dudley?
And Spike Dudley and the fucking orange smoke.
Yes, the Cheeto mist. The Cheeto mist fills the arena as Taz comes out with a new metal theme made by Cypress Hill and Jim Johnston.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What was with the theme change?
Add that to our 2000s alert. Cypress Hill.
Cypress Hill.
That's what I was wondering. That it sounded like Cypress Hill. I wasn't sure.
I'll admit though, I don't know what happened to Cypress Hill.
They've just kind of stopped. That scene disappeared.
Again, if they kind of faded out of popularity, they might still be around, but I don't know.
So this is a very strange decision they made for this tag team championship match that's coming up. We've got the APA, Billy and Chuck, and Taz and Spike over the WWF Tag Team Championship in this weird triple threat tag where only two people can wrestle at a time.
It's like a tag elimination match with 3 teams.
Yeah.
And Allie was like, "Why do you even need to tag in the APA?" And speaking of the APA, WWFAPA.com does not redirect.
No.
Huh. Interesting.
It does not redirect to anything, so
no pounding ass.
That's fun. No pounding ass. But there is going to be a powerbomb and tender touch.
I love me some tag team moves where the other guy's just gently touching them while the other guy does the move.
Actually, that was a really nice twin powerbomb. I like that.
Like, I feel like the Spike powerbomb can work, but it just did not look right the way they did it. It just looked like powerbomb and tender touch.
So yeah,
during this, sorry.
So after the hot tag from fucking Spike Dudley to, I believe, Bradshaw, and they land the double team power bomb, the APA just get immediately eliminated.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, they did.
And then they played Spike Dudley's theme, which technically you should because he got the pinfall, but you just gave Taz a new theme. And you just play Spike's instead. It's so weird to me.
They have been really weird with the themes on this.
Spike and Taz retain after beating off the Spike and Billy and Chuck. After beating off Billy and Chuck.
Whoa.
I noticed a whole bunch of signs. I noticed like 4 different funny weird or funny signs during this match. WWF, the weirdest one, WWF fears the 6th card.
The what?
The 6th card.
This might be some sort of weird indie shit or somebody's stupid like E-Fed nonsense.
But But then right next, the guy holding a much better sign next to him. Forget NWO, bring back XFL.
Oh man, that I feel like should be sign of the week.
XFL.
And I also saw Sports Center is next. And also a vertical sign where the words are written downward. No way out.
Oh yeah, I
The
didn't notice that.
coincidence.
That was pretty good.
Honestly, though, I had the thought I can see why over the years they slowly stopped letting the audience carry so many signs into the show.
Oh
'Cause
my
they're
god, there was like dudes with like 2 signs in their hands and shit, and that's really
the audiences are more concerned about they're more concerned about holding it up so it gets on camera than actually watching to and reacting to what's happening.
yeah.
Sometimes the signs are so big their heads are behind it. It's like I can't see the ring anymore.
If he could be an asshole and hold the other guy behind me can't see fucking
Oh
sign.
yeah, that's a good point too. Yeah.
We get more promos with Vince and Ric Flair. For this, I just put down the note: old men arguing over contracts is just what I want from wrestling.
Oh, by the way, as Vince came out and over and during the promo itself, I just have to say Vince can pull off some of the best, most convincing, grumpy, I'm pissed faces I've ever seen.
It's like a walking cartoon. Anyway, Vince does this weird thing where like he overly details the recap of what happened last week, like
Yes.
almost like you're blind and he's trying to describe it to you. It's like, here you see they're signing, and then they look at me, and I look at them, and they look at me.
For the blind?
Yes.
With Vince McMahon. Like that fucking episode of like Magic School Bus we watched.
Yes.
Oh my god.
As McMahon entered the ring, I saw. To me, this is going to be the sign of the sign of the week. It took me a while to really get the joke. I don't really see how it relates to The Rock. It's just kind of a funny rhyme. Finally, The Rock has come back to lost wages.
Oh, we saw that sign. It's because Las Vegas.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that was the best sign of. I kind of
prefer the bring back XFL.
So yeah, McMahon offers commentary for the blind, along with every time the screen would pop up. And out comes Ric Flair after Vince tells Ric Flair to come out, and Ric Flair's being very weird.
Oh my god. Yeah, I remember.
When he got in the ring,
he gets in the ring and he just holds up his fist once Vince starts talking about how the NWO is literally going to execute Ric Flair.
Yeah, and he kind of just stands there with his fists out and barely moves, and it's creepy.
Yes. He just freezes. He freezes in place with this weird smile,
and just occasionally just goes no,
and he just goes like no.
We eventually just kind of figured that Rick is very drunk right now.
He's that drunk where he's just like completely lost and just looking around and freezing in fucking place. And it's like, do you know why I didn't sign that contract? The fans.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rick was drunk for this because he barely got to say anything this whole time.
The fans.
Yeah, he like rotates around Vince at times.
And then, like, after McMahon leaves, he's still doing that. Oh, yes. There is also, every time Vince McMahon says the NWO, some footage will come up on the fucking Titantron of just the NWO being like Hogan, Nash, and Hall just making weird faces.
And wiggling their fingers.
At you.
Ooh. I noticed that the thing Spooky. That Hall does during that thing that they keep showing is he's doing, the click sign, except he's not doing it with Hogan or Nash. He's putting his hands together.
Kiss. The wolf's kiss.
You got two. Hey, yo, I'm making 2 wolves kisses.
I'm making 2 wolves kiss. Hey, yo. Look at this, Nash.
Hey, yo.
Nash.
Look at my 2 wolves kissing.
My wolves are kissing Nash. That's very sweet, Kevin. Or that's very sweet, Scott.
That's very nice, Scott.
That's very nice, Scott.
That's very nice, Scott.
Please stop the kissing.
The kissing.
Yeah,
I believe we
that's
cut
great.
to the road agent trio, as I put down.
Yes, Briscoe, Patterson, and Arn Anderson, the road agent trio.
They're
And
talking
two
about.
Two of them are the Stooges.
Yep. They're talking about. I think it's just about like Ric Flair like not signing or
Well,
whatever.
they talk about Ric Flair not signing and why would Vince try and destroy his own company, and then
Yeah.
they just cut to fucking Rikishi.
They just straight cut to Rikishi. Because we're having another title match for the Intercontinental title. Rikishi versus William Regal. If I recall, Regal's the champion, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, just want to be sure. And in the continuing trend of new theme songs, Regal gets his best theme song.
Yes, the theme song everyone knows he comes out to, the villain theme.
Villain or Regality or whatever it's called, and it's really good.
I thought he had that before.
No,
before this
He kind of had a similar one that was like
it had the same sting, but then it turned into like just I'm British violin music.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This one is the classic one that I love.
So yes, Rikishi comes out, then Regal comes out. I believe Teddy Long inspects his junk and other places.
He does not.
Right.
He does not. He neglects to check Regal's balls.
Let me check your balls, player.
He just kind of puts his hands around at the top of his waist.
Does pats down his legs, doesn't feel anything in his boots. But yeah, didn't check his balls.
Didn't
check Stacy's ass, which is also apparently a place where he'll hide the knuckles.
So we get a really, actually pretty damn good Regal and Rikishi match.
Oh, yeah, first of all, like, fucking Regal is trying to work so Rikishi can't, just put his ass on him. And eventually, after kicking out of a sleeper hold and doing that old thing they used to do where they, like, check their hand to see if it's limp or not, Rikishi starts his fucking comeback, and it's pretty sick. Then he tries to go for the bonsai drop and misses and just lands ass first on the mat.
Yep.
I think that was around.
And eventually, at some point, Regal has pulled out a set of brass knuckles that he was holding. Start to pull out a set of brass knuckles that he was hiding in his trunks. And then Edge comes out.
And then Edge comes in. And
he kind of ruins this match. I was really liking it.
Yeah.
I like Edge, but I didn't care for that.
Anyway, don't worry, this isn't the worst thing Edge does this week.
Anyway. Edge DQs the match. And then the massive amount of referees start running in to get Edge separated away from them. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, which is something JR says, Regal's eating ass.
Yeah, that's right. Because, he hits a stink face on Regal. I want to know, the Regal sucks chants in this match were so loud that you couldn't even hear the commentary.
They were so loud.
This dude had fucking heat.
Yeah, but he's good.
But he's good. Like, he is over as a heel. Like, people want to fucking boo this dude.
Yeah.
There was a point where
the power of the punch did wonders for him to really get him over as a heel.
Yeah. I was wondering about this match because I remember there was a spot where like Regal was like crawling to the apron and then he starts fidgeting around with his tights and I wonder, did he put the knuckles in the apron? And then he just kind of switched them to his trunks or?
Yeah, I think I noticed that too, maybe.
Because that would now raise the question of did he fucking tell someone in the ring crew to put them there?
He might have, because like he knew exactly where to look for that shit, right?
Yeah.
And he didn't have it on him when he got in.
Yeah. Although who knows, maybe he just did have him on him, and Rikishi should have checked his balls better.
Every week he has to make like phone calls to the right people so he can put. Yeah. That's right. I need you to put it in the. under the ring mat, just in the corner over there on the side.
Right. Thank you. Teddy Long actually fucking calls for the bell, so he's got that on Tim White.
Player.
We cut to Jonathan Coachman in the back, I believe.
Yeah, he is currently awaiting his weekly harassment by The Rock. But
And
there are more.
asked him a
famous
question.
in front of that classic Raw fence.
Yes, the Raw fence.
He goes to ask Rock a question, and Rock shouts, and he gets spooked.
Please go to WWF New York. DDP's there. Buy our buffalo wings.
It's like Coachman
no.
says, like, Rock, well, let me tell you.
I wasn't expecting him to talk.
The Rock says something about like Viva Rock Vegas, which just made me think of the Flintstones movie.
Oh no!
I was thinking of Viva Las Vegas, and I was just imagining. Did you see that movie? A guy died.
He mentioned he was going to sing for them, but at one point he's towards the end he says, "I might not do that. I might not entertain the fans. I guess I'll just." He kind of says, "I guess I'll just leave," and then he does, and then he immediately comes back and kind of stands right up next to Coachman awkwardly, and then shoos him away. And I immediately thought he was gonna start. I thought he was gonna actually sing it, but no, he just does it. If you smell.
The Rock wants to fight the Undertaker, and he's wondering why Undertaker is upset. Is it because of Maven? Maven? Maven?
Maven!
Maven! It is because of Maven. But
it's because of Maven.
6 weeks of Sour Skittles.
6 weeks of Sour Skittles.
Stephanie comes out with the most 2001 look you could possibly think of.
Oh my god.
She's wearing a purple...
First off, she's a teapot.
Yes, well, she comes down to the ring pretending she's a teapot. She's wearing a purple dress, and her hair's crimped, like, with that kind of zigzag little crimper thing that they used to sell on TV.
Dress is really weirdly, like, segmented, where it's like, she's got, like, a blouse with an apron kind of thing kind of going on top.
Yeah.
Of that. It was so weird.
Something that got bugged me a little bit is before she came out, they cut to her walking to the ring from backstage, and I heard there's Mrs. Game coming from JR. I'm like,
oh my god, he calls her Mrs. Game so many times.
Yes,
he does. I only caught it once because I
caught it several times, and I was just like in my head cringing every time.
Yeah, he's like, you can't just call her Steph or Stephanie.
This is McMahon Helmsley.
Well, they're not doing that yet.
No, that's their thing. They're married.
Well, I know they're married, but they haven't started the McMahon Helmsley thing yet, though.
No, the McMahon Helmsley regime was like before this.
Yeah.
Was it?
It was.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was like after they immediately got married.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry. They did. She did mention it in one of the previous promos. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm wrong.
That's all
right.
right.
Yes, her hair is very crimped. Like, I just imagine this, like, pink and seafoam thing that she used to crimp her hair with. And it's just crimped in random places on her head. And it looks terrible. It looks like something Avril Lavigne would have.
I thought she looked great, honestly.
Well, she looks great, but, like, at the same time, that's very tacky.
It was very tacky.
Triple H is going to...
Personal taste, I guess.
Triple H is going to get a big surprise. Publicly renew their wedding vows, because Las Vegas is where they got married.
Yes, this is where you drugged and raped me, Hunter. That is, let us never forget the fact, because apparently WWE wants you to. WWE really wants you to forget the fact that the storyline where Triple H and Stephanie got married was supposed to be her marrying Test. They used footage from that, by the way, later on.
Yeah, they used footage from the Test marriage instead.
Because the actual part where they got married was Triple H drugged her at her, like, bachelorette party.
Yes.
Took her into a car and had her, like, do a they did, like, a shotgun wedding. Or a drive-through wedding, basically.
Yeah.
while she was clearly unconscious.
Yeah.
Now Triple H
And
thinks this
Triple
is,
H spoke for her because she was out cold.
and now Triple H
Yes.
thinks this whole thing's stupid.
I fucking love when he comes out, or when he like
He asked
Like,
if this is. He asked this is stupid, and he asked why does the McMahons have to have everything on TV?
That's actually a really good point.
and we immediately fell in love with like Triple H. If like, and we were like, man, it would have been great if his gimmick for the rest of the year was being weirdly meta about wrestling.
Why does everything have to be settled in a wrestling match? Why does everything in my life have to happen during a 2-hour period on Mondays and Tuesdays?
And then the Tuesdays of the show on Thursdays.
I know we're very soap opera, but do we have to be that much soap opera, Vince? Come on, man.
Just very meta about his life in wrestling.
Why doesn't the police ever get involved in these things?
Actually, I shouldn't do it in that voice. I need to do a more growly voice.
Yeah.
Why do we have to do everything like it's a giant, the most cliche soap opera plot in history?
Why?
Come on,
Why? And then like Stephanie starts to cry a bit. And then she
did a really
reveals
good
that once Triple H starts to leave, that there's a reason why she's been so difficult to deal with. There's a reason why she's been so argumentative.
That's why love feels like an argument.
Why love feel like an argument.
And it's that I'm pregnant.
I'm pregnant.
I put down the
This is the
Triple
one
H
thing that-
angrily stares her down and then picks her up in a hug.
I put down
Yeah.
the joke quote. When did I have sex with you?
Was it during a Raw?
Damn it! Why do I do everything during Raw?
God damn it. So
So
it's going to be Trish Stratus and Jazz for the Women's Championship coming up, but we first got to get Triple H taking all his bags and carrying the grocery bags like a good boy.
I forgot I put down this horrible quote or this horrible note on my fucking notes. Problems that can be solved with a side slam.
oh my god.
The fact that WWE has actually done that before, though, or like similar, makes me feel less bad about that. But god damn it, I'm the worst.
Oh my god.
When did
wow.
I have sex with you? No.
Did I have sex with you?
I just thought what was the thought I had? It was
Thought.
that
About Stephanie's pregnancy?
what was more that think when she talks, she kind of really like yells in a high pitch, and
Yes.
she's done this for so
Well,
long.
she's trying to be intentionally obnoxious.
Oh, okay.
I think
But
part
I kind of what? Yeah, and it's kind of I wish women didn't do that because it's really grating to hear a really high pitched. I mean, it's not as bad as some other women.
Welcome to this week's Incel Boys.
I'm not
come on.
trying to be.
Come on.
I'm just. I'm
Let's
not
be fair. I
trying to
get
be.
what he's going for. Like in wrestling, and it's not as common nowadays, but there is that. Thank you. Exactly. What we're trying to point out is just when it gets like the screeching, it's like, please don't.
Yeah,
And I think part of why like Stephanie dropped it down a notch was I think that actually blew out her voice a few times, probably.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Matt's
I
doing that every
appreciated
week.
so much that later on she dropped down to like a more bassy tone. I was like,
It
thank
worked
you.
a lot better.
So
Yeah.
Jazz is pissed,
The king of screechy voices will always be, and I always wondered who told her to do this. Did she come up with it herself, and did they encourage her? Because all of that it was bad. Vicky Guerrero.
Okay, well, Vicky is one thing. I feel like Vicky's the one who can actually get away with that because it got her so much heat.
But it's the wrong kind of heat, though,
well,
Mega Fighter.
here's the thing.
It's so bad.
Here's the thing. And this is going to be a very strange argument for me, but it's kind of what I believe. If you're going to have a heel whose entire gimmick is that they're annoying and everyone is pissed off by them, and the crowd finds them annoying. The current way they have WWE set up, I kind of feel like they can't do anything with it. Because the male superstars can't hit her or do anything to her.
Oh, yeah.
And the women superstars never feud with them, for the most part. So you kind of feel like Stephanie now just will never get shown up because, no one can actually hit her or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the problem with Vicky, is that she never really got they were never really allowed to shut her up. No one was really ever allowed to shut her up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get people to, like, I want her to shut up, and then shut her up. But they can't shut her up. So she just gets to be annoying.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about
she gets to be
Jazz.
and essentially it makes everyone want to immediately either change a channel or hit the mute button.
Yeah.
I proclaim the
channel.
mute button as my Lord and Savior.
I'm just saying, like, when it comes to getting heat, there has to be that, it's just, okay, fuck you kind of moment with
There's
people.
got to be a point of comeuppance.
Yeah, like, they pay for being such an asshole to you,
And there's ways of being kind of annoying, but not so annoying that, like, you don't...
Jericho's a master at being kind of annoying.
Miz is also pretty damn good at it.
Yeah, Miz is also good at being kind of annoying. Like, annoying enough that I just mostly want to see someone, like, powerbomb him. And not, like, I just want to leave.
Exactly.
Maybe I can finally talk about Trish Stratus versus Jazz.
Sorry.
Jesus fucking Christ, Rocktan.
Damn good women's match and an unexpected finish.
Anyway, Trish is wearing this weird, like, red, orange, turquoise, sequined, like, shirt thing.
Yeah. It was almost kind of salmon-y.
And Chaz kicked ass in this match.
Jazz kicked all the ass and was just like...
She fucking stretched her. She beat the shit out of her. She put her in the STF.
Painful.
Leg dropped her.
STF was great.
And, like, her leg was bent all the way back and almost touching her fucking head. And then she beats Trish Stratus out of nowhere. She beats Trish Stratus out of nowhere with a fucking fisherman buster, and that was awesome.
That fisherman
I did not expect her to win this match.
Yeah, it was good. Like, Jazz kicked ass. I don't know.
There were so many moves, and Jerry Lawler, for the most part, wasn't being a pervert on commentary.
For the most part,
actually one of the best matches on the show, I thought.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know if I could speak for Jazz's experience or, like, ring knowledge, but she could suplex a fucker. So there's that.
That fisherman buster was fucking awesome.
It was fucking crisp, dude. Crispy. It's good.
Delicious.
Anyway, main event tag match.
Main event tag match, which also wasn't all that bad. I will say, we start off on the note of the fan attacking Jericho, like, during his entrance.
Yeah, the fucking fan ran in right when Jericho was about to get up the stairs. And I believe he talked about this during one of his books, about how that made him so angry that Stone Cold just had to pull him out of the ring and brawl with him for a bit to get him to chill the fuck out.
Huh.
Bring it down, kid.
Yeah. You're too hot.
You're too hot, kid. Down. Bring it down.
We had the question of Undertaker and his motorcycle. Does he have to motorcycle to gorilla position with that? When he's, like, going from, like, the stage to the ramp and down to the ring?
Or is it just on already? Or does he drive it out, or does he push it out?
I think he either rolls it out, or, like, I think he either they pipe in the sound and he just kind of rolls it down he drives it up. He sort of kind of rolls it out a little bit and has it maybe pushes it down so it rolls out. I don't know. Maybe he drives it a bit.
I was thinking, well, like, either it's on and he's driving very slowly, or he's just using the momentum from the ramp to pull it to the side and park it.
Yeah, and they probably just pipe. Yeah, and then they pipe in like motorcycle noises.
Because here's the thing, regardless of if it has a catalytic converter or not, that thing is so polluting, especially in like an indoor place. Imagine if like they're wrestling a match and Taker left the bike on and everyone's getting carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh my god.
I mean, it's already bad enough in that fucking arena with all the smoke from the pyro.
Yeah.
So this is just all like shit.
And once again, the commentary alludes to the Kid Rock song "Cocky." They keep referencing this one Kid Rock song
It's one
every
Kid Rock
week.
song.
I didn't. I
think
must
Jericho-
I missed that again.
I think-
missed that again.
I think Jericho just straight up punched that fan in the face.
Jericho straight up
Yeah, he
punched the
did.
fan in the face. But this is otherwise like a fairly good like main event tag match. Even Undertaker wasn't all that bad on it.
We get the Walls of
So-
Steve.
So
Oh,
twice.
the snake
during
armor,
this-
you mean?
Yes.
So twice during this match, Jr. said, did a little thing that he said before, one of his signature phrases, "beaten like a government mule," and that's one he's done that I don't understand at all.
Government mule would be an ass, but yes. Well, it's half-ass.
Half-ass.
Okay.
Or JR just doesn't like Republicans. Who knows?
Oh, I also
Democrats
my
are the
Sorry.
Democrats are the mules.
Oh,
My
then he
roommate-
doesn't like the Democrats. Okay.
My roommate saw in the corner and he spotted it before I did. I had eventually really got a look and spotted it myself. Another weird
okay.
sign, of another weird sign.
As I was going to,
rights.
uh,
Sorry, go ahead.
as I was going to say, like every old turn of phrase, government mule is actually kind of racist.
Oh no.
The government
no.
mule refers to the mule that came with the 40 acres in a mule that some slaves were granted after emancipation.
Oh.
Wow.
And they would often beat the mule to get it to work because it's the only mule they were given.
Yikes.
God damn it, JR.
Wow. And you're the first to probably ever realize that, and nobody
Or
else
just look it up.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I assume it's been kind of separated from its racist old, like, terms, but that was what it was based on.
Ah. God.
What the fuck, JR? Really? Did you just? Are you just?
It's not as bad as what Jim Cornette says.
That's true.
I would have to know what he says, but I don't know.
Fucking,
Or are we not allowed? Is it too far
no,
that
it
we
was,
can't
it
say
was
it?
a
here?
bucket of fried chicken across Africa or whatever. it
Like
was.
a run across Africa
Yikes.
with a bucket of fried chicken on his back.
Yikes!
I think Jerry also used that back in WCW. I think I gotta check.
There was a time where apparently Cornette used it in like 1995, and the only reason he probably didn't get heat for it then was because no one was watching WWF in 1995.
Yeah, NWA Power is free to watch on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was pretty good. Stone Cold and Rock trapped Jericho in a punch Oreo.
Yes.
An Oreo made of punches. There's a hot tag where Undertaker breaks up a shitty sharpshooter.
Thank you.
Undertaker, just while doing rest holds, will just shout, "Shut up" at people. Shut up!
Because he's trying to explain a spot.
Oh
You
yeah,
mind?
he just had fucking I think he just had like Stone Cold in a headlock for like a minute and a half with the referee talking to both of them, and then he just shouts "Shut up" at the end. Like it's just like, how long's this fucking finish?
They had
Be
like 10
quiet!
seconds at that point.
I can't tell him what the next spot is. You asshole.
Be quiet! I gotta figure out what Helmner's telling me. So Jericho wins after pinning The Rock, who I think got hit in the head with like a lead pipe or something.
He got hit with a lead
Yep.
pipe, and the pipe went like fucking flying out of.
The pipe went
Undertaker's hand.
flying and like some chunks fell out of it, so I don't know.
Bounced off the fucking around the fucking mat. It was ridiculous.
So we
good
are
Raw.
now we are Raw was good, and now we
Raw
are
was
at
good.
SmackDown live at the Staples Center.
In Los
Honestly,
Angeles, California.
I will have the differing opinion. I don't think Raw was
You're
that
fucking
good
fired. Get the.
I honestly think it didn't start that great, but picked up on the final matches.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. I just feel like we have a better opinion of it just because we've sat through a lot of boring shows these past few weeks.
Yeah.
Okay,
this
yeah.
is-
To be fair, yeah, this week we actually had some different matches.
Yeah, we had a lot of different matches. We had a lot like less of the usual crap.
Right.
But
and
now we're
who's
heading to SmackDown.
and who starts off Raw or SmackDown? The Rock.
We start off with our usual video recap with Stephanie being pregnant while weird Tubular Bells-esque music plays.
Oh, and both of their faces were like lit up in this weird red color.
Why? Why?
Why? Why?
Oh, yeah.
Like, he'll say why as like why am I doing this? And it's like why? It's like,
Oh yeah, they would play the other whys every time he says why. It's like, why am I doing this? Why?
It was the worst.
It was cut like it was a speech. It was cut like a YouTube speech, like a speech cut up. I'm just why?
Okay.
Why? Stephanie, answer me. Why?
Right? And then like the intense music kind of cuts out, and then they played like this kind of twinkling soft piano thing when like after Stephanie announces that she's pregnant.
Pregnant.
And I don't know why I fucking laughed at the music they were playing. Like it was like super happy soap opera music.
So yeah, out comes Rock to the Staples Center and starts talking about how the Undertaker hit him with a fucking pipe last week and he doesn't appreciate it. And speaking of the Undertaker, Booker T comes out.
Well, I want to make a little. I didn't put this down on my note, but I want to ask because because I saw the pyro, and I don't. When did SmackDown do that thing that they did where they would have this promo that would start at the light fixture and
Oh
then
my
like
god, yeah, the pyro
go down to the ring to the entrance ramp.
I
To the
forgot
front of the
about the
entrance
pyro
ramp.
cam. Yeah, that was weird.
When did they do that? Was that when they started? I think it might have been when they actually started doing SmackDown, like when they debuted it, but I might be wrong.
I don't know. I feel like that's the first time I've seen it watching these SmackDowns. Is like this weird like cut from like the pyro or to the pyro. It's I don't know.
Yeah, that was one of the coolest things they did, like for weeks. Was like do that down the ramp. That was so cool.
So I was just wondering if we didn't we see this already, because Booker T is just like, I'm gonna fight you, and then he gets in the ring and they fight, and Tim White just appears.
And Tim White just appears again, and yeah, we're just having. It's the same fucking setup as fucking Raw.
But
Booker
with
T interrupts
Booker
a
T,
promo.
but with The Rock instead of Triple H.
Or yeah,
Is this Booker T's
promo.
thing now to go after
I
big
feel like
baby
they
faces?
I feel like they keep giving Booker T different things every week, and none of them are sticking. Like the fucking he tried the what thing with who.
Ooh,
he
was with Mr. McMahon, and then he wasn't with.
Then he
Mr.
wasn't.
McMahon.
Then he got his ass. He got puked on Michael Cole.
He puked on Michael Cole. He got his ass shoved in Kishi's face.
Then he complained about not being on Rollerball.
And he was fighting RVD one week, and then next week is going to be the big show.
I've never seen just a really inconsistent storytelling before unless it was like Booker T.
It is so strange.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot I made this note. I came up. I had a thought like when they were doing the the promo about her having the baby and everything, and I think like that one of the things they showed right away was that they were gonna do this thing of later of he's talking to this like doctor.
Oh, we'll get to the doctor, I assume.
Yeah. But I had the thought of the first thing that Hunter and Steph's baby is gonna do after being born is gonna come out and do the Triple H water spitting pose.
Oh God, but it's with amniotic fluid.
Oh God, yeah, that's what I think. It's the goo out.
And then like Triple H is watching like, that's my boy.
Yes, exactly.
Oh God.
That's my son right there. Good Triple H.
I'm glad I came up with that.
Thank you. I forgot to mention that Booker T's promo was where I started noticing they censor the word ass every time they say it, and they
only
say
on
it so many
SmackDown.
times on SmackDown. They say it so many times, and I'm just like, oh my God, that's really annoying.
So, here's the thing about the commentary. This match is okay. It's a little boring.
I need work sign was like the only funny sign I'd noticed the whole show.
Jerry Lawler can't shut up about the pose down that's going to happen later, and he states, I like skin. I'm the Skin King.
He's the king. He calls himself the King of Skin.
He is the King of Skin.
Which
I like wearing skin. Huh?
It sounds like a Dark Souls villain or something.
The King of Skin.
Or like just in a horror game of some sort.
It's honestly, it's
all hail the Skin King.
It does kind of sound racist when you
Skin
think about it.
King.
Maybe that's where I'm thinking of it. It sounds like an H.P. Lovecraft creation.
The Rock beats Booker T after landing the most exciting move, not my words, in the WWF.
A couple things I noted. A belly to bell throw by The Rock. I didn't know he did that.
That was pretty good, yeah.
And Michael Cole, there's problems with Michael Cole this show. Michael Cole calling The Rock spine buster the Pine Buster.
To be fair, that could just be he forgot the S. At least he didn't call the People's Elbow the most exciting move in sports entertainment. It's electrifying, King.
You dumb fuck.
Actually, I'm pretty sure he said that's what The Rock calls it, the Pine Buster.
No, he doesn't.
He does not. He has never called it that.
This is a good match. I'm just bothered by the fact that we saw this match on Raw, but with a Triple H skin over The Rock.
Yep.
This is like when you're playing a wrestling game and you get to pick if you're Raw or SmackDown for the season mode, and it's the same storyline, but like every person is just swapped.
Yes.
So instead of like, it's like in fucking Day of Reckoning, you could be in Evolution or the New Ministry. And Triple H and Undertaker do the same thing in the fucking story mode. And it really seems like it's supposed to be Triple H, because when it's the Undertaker, none of it makes fucking sense.
New Ministry. That sounds terrible.
It was great, but also terrible.
Yeah,
between every commercial break, we're starting to get promos for the NWO, including subliminal images of Joseph Stalin.
Yes, I put down Joseph Stalin for life.
For life.
They really went overboard with this first one, and
like they showed people
death and chaos.
Yeah, they were showing like war crimes and riots in the background. And Stalin over and over. Stalin.
Like, we didn't see Stalin again, which made this even weirder to me.
Yes. Anyway, Kurt Angle stole a baby.
Kurt Angle stole a baby. We're not there yet. I think we had the Stephanie McMahon and Triple H talking to a doctor.
Oh yeah, they were talking to like this weirdly like a doctor
British.
with a weird accent.
It was like a weirdly British doctor.
I guess here's a sonogram of your child.
Stephanie is 8 weeks pregnant.
Yes.
8 weeks. So that's good to know.
And then we have the Xbox.com Slam of the Week.
Yes. By the way, Xbox.com still works.
Yeah, it just takes you to Xbox.
It just stays straight to Xbox.com.
And they're like, oh, buy an Xbox One S. And I'm just like, does it have games? And they're like, no. And it's like, then I don't want one yet.
Kurt Angle coming out with a stroller carrying little Jason Jordan in there. Okay, to be fair, that's not accurate. Jason Jordan would have been 14.
Oh my god.
But yes, Kurt Angle coming out with like a baby stroller and talking about the news.
Oh
of
my god,
Stephanie's
that made me
pregnant.
love Kurt Angle so much.
Oh, this is such a great promo. This is such a great segment.
Triple H is not a man, according to Kurt.
That was like where I was actually wondering, where is this joke going?
Yes.
But then it turns out he pulls out like a monkey.
He
toy.
pulls out like a monkey toy with a fake nose glued onto it, and all of
And
a
like a
sudden,
Triple
Mega
H
Fighter's
shirt, I
joke,
think.
and like all of a sudden he had a Triple H shirt, and all of a sudden Mega Fighter's comment on Jason Jordan seemed a lot more offensive.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, the thing
Oh,
is,
no.
you said, "Are you sure that's not Jason Jordan?" I immediately started admonishing you because I'm the one who's supposed to be the accidental racist here.
Accidental racist, you said
During this
something.
promo, Angle said that Triple H cheated in the Rumble, and I'm like, don't just claim that without any info to support
Well, he
that.
cheated. He cheated because he eliminated Kurt Angle, which is the only logic that Kurt Angle is bringing here.
He's got the
Okay, yeah.
classic Republican logic of, I lost, so you cheated.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes, of course.
But yeah, we
something
got-
I
Also, the other
noticed
thing
is
with the monkey in the Triple H shirt, bananas.
Yes,
those bananas are disgustingly ripe.
they look like they're good for banana bread. Honestly,
Yeah.
They are slightly overripe, but that's perfect for banana bread because it makes them softer and you can you could put it in the fucking flour better.
and I feel like we're kind of understating just how good this whole thing is. I was amused. The
Oh yeah, this
whole
was
way.
hilarious.
This was fucking hilarious. No one talks about this segment, but y'all need to look it up if you can find it on YouTube or on the network of just Kurt Angle with like a baby monkey toy pretending it's Triple H's baby, Triple H Jr.
And talking baby talk to it.
and talking about how your mother has manners and your dad doesn't.
Because he's a fucking bitch.
He's your mean old Neanderthal daddy.
Yeah, and then fucking here comes Triple H to beat up Uncle Kurt.
One thing I happen to notice that I don't know if this bugged you guys, but he came out smiling, kind of. He didn't I would think he would come out looking pissed.
He might have corpsed.
He
I don't
probably
think-
did, yeah.
I don't
So yeah,
think-
after
oh my-
almost laughing, he just punches Kurt Angle in the face.
and then fucking hits him with the
Yeah,
stroller.
he hits him with the stroller, and then as Kurt Angle rolls out, he throws Triple H Jr.
The son of a bitch! How dare you? Fucking everyone gets on Snitsky's case for punting the baby, but Triple H throws Triple H Jr. and that's just fine. And then we get the video package, I believe, of
We are cordially invited to Triple H and Stephanie's renewing of their wedding vows.
yes, we are cordially invited, folks. You heard it here.
The Wrestle Boys
Over,
are
like,
going to
Tinkling
2002.
piano music.
We got like classic wedding music, and of course, as I mentioned before, the stock footage of when Stephanie was gonna marry Test, who really isn't on this episode,
Yeah, he just is gone.
and it cannot be reached for comment.
Yeah,
Mainly because I feel like
that's a good point. Where's Test in all this? He's
yeah, where
just
are
kinda
you, Mr.
gone.
Immunity? Were you still with the company at this point, or are you just gone?
I think he was like he was there just a few weeks ago.
Yeah, where did he go?
He was kicking
Vanished.
ass.
Yeah,
So,
This show
we
needs
have
more
the
tag.
very strange tag team match coming up of William Regal and the Dudleys versus Rob Van Dam, Rikishi, and Edge.
And Edge's
So-
entrance will make you will make one or more of these things happen to you. You'll have a seizure, a migraine, a bad headache, or your eyes will hurt.
Every single week,
Yes.
we have the reoccurring thing of, you think you know me. Ah!
because here's the thing, I have like a bit of a reprieve because when I write my notes, I tab out. But Allie goes into full screen. and
I
has
sat in the
kids
dark and just had this entire thing flashing my room like blue and white. And
I keep telling him to fucking follow what Inuyasha said. stay in a well-lit room and not too close to the screen.
Are you sure that's Inuyasha?
I promise you that exists, and I will find it.
By the way,
I had the light on in my room while I was watching it, and I still had to look away from the screen.
Oh, absolutely. It fucking hurts.
Anyway, the sequel to Inuyasha's out, so I want to watch that at some point because I'm a fucking weirdo.
I gotta watch Inuyasha in general. I feel like I missed out for the most part. I watched it, but I didn't watch all of it.
And then we cut to the camera cuts to Rob Zombie in the audience, who probably doesn't realize his song is accompanying an entrance that is torture to anyone that watches it. Doubly so if you see it live.
Yeah, my Durango. Holy fuck my eyes.
Like, it is full on electric soldier Porygon, like, bad.
Yes.
Especially when they zoom into the Minitron that he walks through, like the little clamshell he walks through, and that whole thing's fucking flashing.
It's solid colors of blue and white just flashing in your eyes.
What am I missing when Edge comes out through like smoke? You don't need to get that close.
No, you really don't.
I don't even have anything written about the match. I just have complaints about fucking Edge's entrance now.
Bubba Ray pisses off the crowd some more.
Yeah, thank you.
And later on, eats some ass. Except right after he eats the ass, he also gives Rikishi a 3D and pins him.
Okay.
Along with the other person in the team that does the 3D. Bubba Ray and Dudley.
Bubba Ray and William Regal.
William Regal Dudley.
That would be. I would have loved to see that actually.
Give him a Bubba Bomb. I would like to see a Bubba. I would like to see some Bubba Bomb from you.
Regal, get the tables.
I'll get tea. I'll get some tea. So, the big brawl starts.
Edge at some point bleeds during this. There's like
Edge bleeds. He goes to punch out Regal. All the refs come out. I hear one of the refs say, as like Edge walks away, raise his hands, and then he raises his hand, and then the refs raise his hands.
To anyone who is currently listening to this episode, please, I implore you, if you can find the fucking like the PSA bumper for like Japan where Inuyasha and Kagome implore you not to stay too close to the TV while you're watching it and to stay in a well-lit room, so I can prove to Allie that it exists and that I'm not crazy.
So did King mention he's the Skin King?
I believe he did.
He is the king of skin?
That he is the king of skin.
Because he reiterates that he is the king of skin. All hail the Skin King.
The Skin King, the king of skin.
He represents all the skin. Come into his skin office and sit on his skin chair. It's made of skin.
He's the Skin King. He peels out of his own skin, and he's real, and he's secretly the Predator underneath.
It's the Predator wearing the Jerry Lawler like singlet. But I'm excited because who comes out next? Chris Jericho, and he's in his ska pants.
Yes, Scott Jericho took the week off for Raw, or took the Monday off, but he is back.
This is my favorite Jericho.
And he is here to trash talk Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I never meant to knock on wood, Stone Cold. But that's the impression that I get.
God damn it. And then the glass shatters.
Speaking of impressions, Will Sasso.
The glass shatters and out comes Stone Cold Will Sasso.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's got the look down perfect.
His head is
talking about the exact same gear Steve is wearing.
His head is perfectly shaved. Everything. He's wearing the knee braces, the jean shorts, and the leather jacket.
What are you guys talking about? That's not Will Sasso. That's just Stone Cold Steve Austin.
He's got the goatee. He's got the bald head.
He just got fat from all the Whataburger he ate.
He's got the head wiggles. He just got back from Whataburger, had some French fries. Or a French fries.
Two some bitches.
A French fries.
Another one.
Ride the bull, front ways, side French fries, want a burger. What?
But yes, we get an impression of Stone Cold, really well done impression of Stone Cold from Will Sasso of, as Michael Cole put it, Mad Television.
From the Mad Television.
Mad Television.
God, Will Sasso.
Michael Cole, you're just.
Will Sasso has Stone Cold's mannerisms down to a T. He's got the fucking, like, the neck movements. He's got the way he walks. He has everything perfect. It's awesome.
Dude, he was willing to grow out a fucking really good Stone Cold goatee. It's just top notch.
And he's got the voice too. It's so good.
It's just every time Chris Jericho asks him a question, he changes from what to who and why and how.
Where? When?
Yes.
It's so good. This is just a really great
and then
comedy episode.
The glass breaks again and some Stone Cold imposter comes out. He's way too thin. Some skinny ass fucking
Stone Cold. The one thing I'm disappointed by,
beady-eyed, leg brace wearing piece of shit.
The one thing that disappoints me about this, honestly, is I know that like the audience is supposed to hate this because he's essentially, because he's making a mockery of Stone Cold. But I wish there's got to be some portion of the fans out there laughing their asses off because of how good this is.
Stone Cold comes in and immediately flips Will Sasso off.
No, he gives him a thumbs up for his great impression,
and they censor it, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, the audience didn't react.
I think Jericho just leaves.
The audience laughing. They just kind of
I think Jericho gets called off by Stone Cold, and then Stone Cold's left with Will Sasso, and says that it's actually a pretty good impression, but you don't smell like beer. And do you want a beer with Stone Cold? And it's like, it's a trap.
Yes. And just Will Sasso absolutely selling like.
As soon as Will Sasso gets confronted by Stone Cold, he goes from like normal to immensely sweaty.
He's so terrified.
Like he can turn it on like that.
Yeah, he was doing he really acted just, oh my dear God, please get me away from me.
Oh no, it's Stone Cold. I don't want to be here right now.
Then he says what in a bunch of different languages and would say drinking beer with Will Sasso would be swell, a good time, great.
Fantastic.
So he calls for a beer, and I had the thought, man, honestly, I'm amazed how good Austin is at catching beer cans that are thrown to him.
Yeah. I would love it if like he asked for a beer and they weren't ready, so someone just throws like a can of Sprite at him.
I think there's been a few times where they kind of miss and he isn't able to catch it. But yeah, in general, he's able to just catch it out of the air. I do think they kind of try to softball it to him and get close enough so he has a better chance. But there's times that like it seems like they're throwing it from a kind of an angle or a distance where it's not that easy for him to just catch it.
Oh yeah, and he still gets it.
Anyway, Stone Cold opens his beer, but then he hands it to Will Sasso to take the other beer to open it. And as soon as Will Sasso tries to take a drink, he gets fucking stunned and sells it like a goddamn champ.
Yeah, he really sold
this segment was great.
This was
it was
wonderful.
Good. I loved it.
I love when a celebrity is very much willing to like get their ass beat by the
God, they would kill to have someone like a Will Sasso nowadays who like loves wrestling. Can just fucking nail it even though he's not on wrestling shows. Of just he'll come out and he's there and he has it down.
He's there, he loves it, and he's willing to take the punishment.
Yes.
Because he gets stunned, he gets beer poured all over him, he gets stomped on a bit.
Like
unlike
Steve-O
Machine Gun Kelly, who got powerbombed so hard he became Blink-182.
Like there was Steve-O who got his ass creamed by fucking.
Didn't Wagner just like legit start punching him?
And Steve-O probably laughed the whole fucking time of just like, hey, keep fucking hitting me.
I think that's the thing is like he got like thrown or something and then started laughing, and then Umaga just legitimately started beating
Or
him
maybe
up.
like
Yes.
he got fake beaten up and started laughing, and Umaga's like, "Motherfuckers, sell my shit," and just fucking clobbers him.
Yes, that's something that I hope we get to talk about.
But anyway, that was great, and Al Snow is now giving Maven the fucking riot act of like, you could fucking do this, man. You're gonna fucking kill it out there. You're Maven. You're Maven. I'm Maven.
I actually looked this up because I was curious. I found out. I think the reason for why they just went with his first name because his last name is Huffman, and maybe they didn't want him to get. They didn't want anyone to potentially get confused that he was potentially related to Booker T, which he's not.
Huffman isn't the most common name, but it's kind of interesting they both have the same name.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like they just gave him the first. They just went with his first name because then they could copyright it.
Yeah, because
Trademark
Maven doesn't sound like a name. Sorry, Maven.
Hi, Maven. But I believe we cut to.
Oh my God! Imagine if there was a Maven versus Raven match.
What about Maven?
Raven. What?
Ah!
Anyway, I believe we cut to WF New York. Please go there.
Please go there.
Paulina from Tough Enough One. Who the fuck is Paulina?
We don't know who that is. I assume she didn't win.
You were about to say you assume she won, but no, that was Nydia.
Yep.
I believe was it The Undertaker who talked to Ric Flair? Or was it someone else?
I don't remember.
Because Ric Flair is finally frozen out of his rigor mortis.
I don't remember who talked to Ric Flair. I don't think it was Undertaker.
Because Maven versus Undertaker, match of the year 5 out of 5 for the Hardcore Championship.
Oh yeah, that's right. Maybe it was Undertaker. I don't know. I forgot that moment with Ric Flair. Oh yeah, I put down the Ric Flair model can finally move. That was all I had to say on that.
You know, they both go out to the ring, and Undertaker just slams him with a trash can lid. And we listened to Maven's
Really
theme, by the
good
way.
trash can shot,
The most
that was-
Hoobastank you could possibly be without being Hoobastank.
Like a tattoo by Mercy Drive.
Yes.
Which is also the band that did Randy Orton's theme, Burning My Light.
Which
so
has no excuse to be that good compared to this.
there's no excuse to be that good. That is Mercy Drive's Crawling in the Dark, basically.
Anyway, Taker just beats the shit out of Maven. Maven gets busted open. He sort of beats him around the ring, too. He, throws him over into, a camera area, and the video starts fucking up.
Yeah.
So he beats the shit out of Maven.
All sort of production problems.
Al Snow tries to run in to help him since he is just taking this kid to school, and Taker just beats up Al Snow, too.
I love that.
Yeah, he just gets booted off of the ring, and I remember Jerry said something to the effect as, I think he's just not completely out, and he's not coming back, or something to that effect.
So Taker doesn't want to pin Maven just yet, even though he nailed him with a choke slam in the middle of the ring. He wants to beat him up some more and put him in the Taker care of business.
Oh my god.
Aww.
AKA the Dragon Sleeper.
Taker care. Oh my god.
Taker care of business. Every day.
I thought it was taking. I didn't know it was. It's actually called Taker.
Yeah.
He calls it Taker care of business.
Oh my god! I always thought it was taking. Oh, that's terrible.
Taker care of business.
So Maven's about to pass the fuck out, but The Rock runs in and helps Maven out by landing the rock bottom on Undertaker. And then Maven pins him. Maven's the hardcore champion.
Yep.
Woo!
Maven win. Maven win.
I put down in my notes, Maven win the belt.
Maven win the belt.
because I was at the time just Maven win the belt. I typoed and then just said fuck it. That's too funny to change back. Maven win the belt.
So, it's time for the Skin King, according to the commentary.
Time for the King of Skin.
It's
Judge Skin.
it's now a pose down
before
of
that-
Billy and Chuck,
before-
the Skin brothers.
Go ahead, Roxanne.
I forget when it was, but there was like one of the NW promos that they keep showing. One of the clips they showed was the finger poke of doom.
Yes.
I didn't even notice that part.
No, yeah, they showed various parts of what NWO did, like spray painting the title and the finger poke of doom, and that one thing they did with Jeff Jarrett, where they made him
gulag.
Yeah.
I was immediately.
Oh, and the gulags and the rape of Nanjing.
Putting that in there smells of something Vince would do. I imagine a lot of fans at the time probably wouldn't really understand what that clip just was or what it was really showing there. So I think ostensibly they kind of got away with it there.
So, pose down for the Skin King. They must tribute him skin.
The Jerry Thirst counter is going to hit some highs during this segment.
Oh yes.
Chuck Palumbo has these like French braids that like Snoop Dogg used to have, like the twin tail braids.
And I still argue that he does not fit this gimmick at all because it's just
They
Chuck
are.
Palumbo is very broad-shouldered and big chin. He doesn't have a Billy Gunn build for this gimmick.
So Billy and Chuck are very orange today.
They're very orange.
They're
Oh
much
my God,
more
they're
orange.
so tan.
They are so much more orange than they were on Monday. And considering that was about a 1 day gap, holy shit, they must be choking on fucking fake tan.
They must have just spent like 5-6 hours in a tanning bed if they existed at the time.
Out come Tori Wilson and Stacy Keibler, both in bikinis. I commented it was a little weird that I could see Stacy's ribs a little bit.
I feel like that's just due to height more.
That
than
might be due to
anything.
her build. I don't know. Everyone has a different healthy weight.
Yeah.
So, I would like to tell you guys something. When two men are posing, that's gay. But when two women are posing, that's not gay. That's good. But
That's
two
hot.
men, that's hot. Two men posing is gay though. It's gay. It's gay. But the two women that are that's not gay. That's hot. That's hot. It's not gay.
They really kind of subtly, hinted that
It is really like
because
that.
Derry was like that. Derry was saying as they were
Yeah,
doing
he
the-
would constantly
after
mutter
the-
like, "Yeah, real masculine."
he would say that's really manly.
Yeah, that's real manly right there.
But when it was time for the women to do it, it's like,
Oh, I'm gonna come. Oh.
it was that, and it's just like, oh my god, like the like we should have had a fucking we have our gay jokes counter which hit 8, and the
Yes.
Jerry Lawler first count which hit 13.
Yes.
This was a
I also noticed that the girls, I think it was mostly Stacy acting disgusted.
Oh yeah, they were like, "Ew, yucky. This is gay."
until they started posing,
And then
it's
it was
like,
hot.
oh,
And it was
baby.
hot.
It's so like because they do like free poses. They do like back to back, like front to front and side to
It's
side.
like it's
right?
like no, it's like back to back, front to front,
Down in front,
down in front, and then face to face.
face to face.
Face. Thank you. And it's like, and yeah, the whole time it's like one of them is really gay and gross and bad, and the other one is, oh, it's so hot.
They got
Yeah,
they got a
and
little
of-
suggestive with like the second and third pose.
And of course, the crowd reacts exactly how you
Boo.
would think a crowd
Yay.
reacts
Boo.
of this era.
Yay.
They cheer the girls and boo the guys.
Are you
Yep.
sure? I was gonna say, are you sure this isn't like incel boys? Because we're all just talking about how not impressed we are by sexual poses.
Well, here's the thing. We're also just disgusted because this is so fucking a double standard of like two men posing together is disgusting and wrong, but two women posing together, oh, that's hot. That's okay. It's like,
Yeah, that was a
And-
thing for so long, and I admit to like I kind of thought that way too.
I think
that
we
like,
all kind of fell into that trap as teenagers, but then we realized that not only is that homophobic, it's homophobic both ways. Because one, it's like saying, "Oh, men can't ever be suggestive with each other," but also it's kind of like fetishizing lesbianism in a really objectifying and gross way.
The only
too.
part of the LGBT I like is L.
And only when they're on top of each other.
And only when they're on top of each other. Fucking doing head spins on my penis.
Right? It's
breakdancing on my crack.
It is gross. This whole segment is gross. This is why I think ultimately I put it down as my why segment of the week.
Yes, that is very why. I don't know, man. Maybe I just can't get it up anymore.
Anyway, so
my penis doesn't work.
The Stacy and Tori win.
This part's weird.
And then they start like kind of fighting with each other.
Okay, so what happens is like they win and they start celebrating, and like frustrated, Billy sort of like steps between them to talk to Tori for a bit, or like it was either Stacy or Tori.
I think what I'm not trying to say you're wrong, but I think what I remember this. What happened was Jerry raised Tori's
No, I'm
arm
getting
only.
there, Rocktan. I'm explaining. I'm trying to storytell.
I'm sorry.
So
I think I jumped ahead.
Billy Gunn sort of cuts Stacy off for a little bit because like he's frustrated with her, but like not enough to hit her or anything. So Jerry, given like no choice or like no way to get to Tori to raise her hand or to get to raise Stacy's hand, I don't know. He just raises hers. And then for some reason that pisses off Stacy Keibler so goddamn much that she just punches out Tori.
I missed what Billy and Chuck were doing, so yeah.
Well, they were just stamping their feet and being frustrated, but they didn't win. Like, damn it,
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just don't get why they were like celebrating and like rubbing on each other, and then as soon as one person gets their hand raised, even though they both won by the pervert Jerry Lawler getting her hand
women
raised.
Are catty bitches who can't get along with each other.
Oh, no one likes each other, catty bitches.
Because we have to remind the audience that Stacy is
these hoes
because she's with the Dudleys.
These hoes, they're hoes.
Women be shopping.
But do you know what also is gay? Smoking.
Two men. Oh, smoking. Yeah, smoking is also gay. Tobacco is wacko.
Tobacco is wacko.
I found it interesting that that was that campaign was done by a tobacco company.
Was it?
Was it?
Yeah.
Huh. Of course, I guess.
I think it was like the Laramie Company.
Yeah, that's right. I
So,
think they mentioned that.
Then he's on Vince McMahon's on the phone. He's talking about like contract shit, and then Triple H comes in to confront him over the fact that like I won the fucking Royal Rumble. You called me a piece of meat when I got fucking injured, and I still came back a week or like a couple months early to get the fucking Royal Rumble win to put on a good show, and you're going to just give my fucking chance away?
Yep.
Or give my Royal Rumble win away to whoever the fuck beats me, and then just Vince McMahon just goes, now it's a handicap match.
Well, actually, he goes further. Like he's like telling him, he's really laying into Vince, saying, "I hate your guts, and this is why." And then he tells him all about all the things Vince was saying to him, and then he says, he keeps saying like, your daughter, my wife, the mother of my child. He keeps repeating that, and then he says, you would really like, says that she would really like you to walk down the aisle, but you're never that child. I'm never gonna let you near him.
I'm not gonna let you near my kid. And then Vince is like, okay, you're in a handicap now. You're in a handicap match now, asshole.
You're handicapped now.
And I think we immediately cut to the commentary booth, and immediately behind Cole and Jerry is David Arquette.
I thought it was him.
Yeah, it says former world champ on a sign, and it looked like David Arquette.
I thought that was him.
They actually said it was. I heard Cole mention it later.
Oh my god, yes!
That's great.
Vindication. It was David Arquette. Awesome. I have the note here of WWF really doesn't want to remind you that the Triple H Stephanie relationship started with date rape, because again we got another cordial invitation.
We got re-invited to the.
Got reinvited
to them renewing their vows.
We're probably gonna have to miss it though. We got to record another episode soon.
Our invitation failed to reach you in the mail. We have to re-invite you.
Ah, shit. Then we get.
And then as they're coming out, I think it's after Triple H is coming out. Yeah, he's coming out, and he goes over to one portion of the audience, and I hear Cole mention that apparently the guys from Motorhead are in the audience, but they never show them on camera.
Yeah. Wait, was that before or after The Rock got tombstone on top of the car?
Oh yeah, no,
we missed that.
Yeah, so Rock and Coachman have another interview, and Undertaker attacks The Rock and tombstones him on like a fucking
limo.
On a limo, and I put
choke slams him first.
Choke slams him, then tombstones him, and I put down the note: The Rock sold the tombstone like he just saw Edge's entrance.
Nice.
And then I think like they cut the commercial, and they cut
back, and Jonathan Coachman is talking to Sergeant Slaughter about what happened.
Which I appreciate from like a kayfabe standpoint of like Sergeant Slaughter just arrived and Coachman's kind of like getting up to speed. But at the same time, the attack was on camera.
Dwayne Johnson, that man cares for you. Jonathan Coachman cares about you. And yet you accost him, and yet you accost him every week and threaten to fist Chris Jericho and wipe it on his face when he is just a caring man. A man who cares.
Coachman had this look of like, oh, the Rock's hurt.
That's like, oh, I'm upset that the Rock's hurt, but it's like he harasses you every week.
Every week, twice a week.
He is a fucking doormat for you, and you don't appreciate him.
Meanwhile, I'm just like, why was Sergeant Slaughter not watching what happened on the monitors?
You think I watched the product?
Yeah, puke.
Yeah, puke.
I'm going back to voice more G.I. Joe.
Kiss my ass. You know, they showed the tombstone pile driver at this kind of compromising angle where you could really see that The Rock never hit the fucking car.
Yeah, you really saw
Triple H's knees
hit the roof.
Oh, yeah, it's like, oh no, Undertaker's knees.
I've done that. I've made that fucking mistake twice, both when we were watching the episode for notes and now on the recording. Why do I keep saying Triple H's knees?
He's not Triple H. He's tall and has tattoos. Triple H has a big nose.
And no tattoos.
Actually, it's weird that he has no tattoos.
That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
I was thinking this has got to be at the point where Taker really is starting to feel his body, kind of give a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, probably every time he does the tombs, this is why he kind of stopped doing the tombstone.
He pivoted out of the tombstone for a couple years because he wanted to do the choke slam in the last ride, and the tombstone sucks on his back.
Oh, and also probably a lot on his knees because he dropped. He
had it
on a limo roof to his knees. I imagine like he dusts it off and like sits next to Rock, but I think like as soon as he gets out the car, he's like, ah.
You know what's the weird part? I feel like the injuries people get is almost related to their finisher because that's what they do the most. Like Stone Cold had problems with his back because the stunner lands him on his ass. Hogan had a problem with his back because the fucking leg drop lands him on his ass. Taker's hips needed to be replaced because he's doing the tombstone onto his hips. Like he's landing on his knees and his hips take the blow because he doesn't have his knees to pivot.
Kurt Angle's neck is
fucked. Probably because all the angle slams he had to do.
And all the Germans.
Yes.
Edge's neck is fucked from the years that he did the downward spiral as his
And the
finisher.
spear.
What was the downward spiral again? Was it the DDT?
Lifting reverse SDO, which is basically a modified facebuster.
Yeah. And also the spear probably didn't help.
Yeah, I don't think he hit you with his head with the spear, but it might have been a lot of moments where, like, you know, when they dodge the spear and he lands head first into something.
But also, I think just like because he really takes a lot of that in his shoulder because of the way he does it, that it probably jars his head and neck.
And
when he hits.
Jeff Hardy's everything is broken because he did a lot of swantons off of high shit.
Oh God, his back and his legs and his
neck,
butt and possibly his hips. Yeah, everything.
I'm trying to pad for the fact that I forgot to write down what the final match of the night was.
Triple H versus Kurt Angle and Chris Jericho.
Yes.
Where Jerry Lawler doesn't really understand how long pregnancies take.
Yes. As they're coming out to the ring, he says that Triple H is about to get beat up so bad from this handicap match that he's going to be in the hospital to witness Stephanie's birth. And considering the fact that this is 8 weeks into her pregnancy, is he going to be in the hospital for 7 months?
Right? Like we're only in we're at the halfway point of the first trimester here. There's no way that he's gonna be that long hospitalized.
Wow.
Does he think Kurt Angle's gonna bring a gun?
It's gonna hit him with the stroller now.
He's gonna do a Tanya Harding on fucking Triple H.
Oh my God.
Fuck your quad. I kind of zoned out a little bit on this match, to be honest. I assumed right. Triple H was going to win.
You know, Triple H won because, they're not going to take away his fucking Royal Rumble thing.
He just came back.
Cole really got on my shit list in this match. He said just the stupidest shit.
Cole says the dumbest things tonight on True TV.
At one point, he claims that Jericho coming back into the ring to try and attack Hunter after he was dealing with Angle was illegal.
I think so, because he's not the legal man.
But it's a handicap, so there's.
I don't think
there wasn't really any tag. There wasn't. It was like the handicap match, but I never saw any tags happening.
Huh.
Which, to come to think of it, is weird. I'm surprised they didn't have any tags. Then later, actually, the match ends with Triple H getting Angle slammed into the chair, but he pretty much kind of missed the chair when he hit the ground. I like that maybe a part of the edge of his back, but I rewatched it. It didn't really look like he hit the chair. Though I can see him, like Michael Pearl probably just was covering in that, since that if that's generally what I actually saw, that's obviously a botch. So I can see Michael Cole covering and just saying he did it, even though it looked like he missed.
I feel like this main event match just wasn't as interesting to me as the tag match that was the main event of Raw.
Yeah.
Either that or I was starting to get tired.
That's also a possibility.
We watch these back to back, so it always feels like the ending of SmackDown we peter out a little bit.
So yeah, Hunter loses, and I immediately think, does this mean Hunter loses his WrestleMania shot? For sure. I would assume so.
Wait, did the Hunter lose?
Yeah, he lost.
The Hunter.
Oh, I thought he won.
No, he got Angle slammed the chair, and then he got pinned.
Oh shit! Yeah, but didn't he get pinned by Jericho? Does that count?
It might have been Jericho.
Because
good point. Oh yeah, I think Jericho was the one who got a pin. So
I guess he's the number one contender
for his undisputed championship.
That's a good. I
But,
didn't think about that. Yeah.
Stephanie comes out, if I recall, at this point.
Yes.
Yeah. And Stephanie comes out, and there's like, they're hugging it out, and they're like, no, they're not hugging out yet, I think. But at some point, Kurt Angle bumps Triple H into Stephanie, and she kind of falls over, and everyone's shocked for a bit.
Oh yeah, they were kind of playing up the "did she just have a miscarriage on live TV" thing.
Yes,
which we made a joke about.
An Angle becomes the original Dean Snitsy after it's revealed that Stephanie has a miscarriage due to Triple H falling on her. It wasn't my fault.
It wasn't my fault.
It's just it gets to that point where it's like, oh my god, are they really gonna do this? They did not, but they teased it, and then she was like, oh no, I'm fine. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, dodged a bullet there.
So this week was actually a decent bit better than last week was.
Yeah.
And I have to say, I really liked SmackDown this week.
SmackDown was good. I just liked Raw a little bit more.
I'm of the opposite. I liked SmackDown better.
I was just happy to have some good wrestling show after.
So let's get to
WrestleMania
awards.
4.
Let's get to awards. Is the winning show a tie?
I'd say it's a fair shake at a tie. I have been one of the people who's not been keeping track of the winning show, if only because we're not at the brand split yet.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying I feel like this should probably be a tie.
This would probably be a tie.
Both are good. It was a show I felt like if I just had playing and I didn't follow any of the storylines, I could probably just watch it and have a decent time.
Oh yeah.
Even if I had to watch a really weird bikini contest.
The pose down, yes.
The pose down there, yeah.
MVP of the week, Kurt Angle.
Go Kurt Angle.
I would actually pick a different MVP of the week, and my pick would be Jazz.
Well, Jazz are underrated.
Jazz is not underrated, but she was very close to getting it. She was
okay. I'm sorry.
The reason we skipped out on having her be the MVP was she wasn't on both shows.
Oh, okay.
That's usually
That
usually because underrated is really someone who's good but didn't get enough screen time.
Okay.
Yeah. And also Kurt Angle really synced it in with the Triple H Jr. segment.
Yeah,
that really was
that was some funny shit.
That was great. Our praise of it could not do it justice. You guys need to really check it out.
Yeah, we're positive about something for once. Anyway.
Oh yeah. Y segment, as we brought up earlier, was the pose down.
Just why?
Just the one segment that I genuinely could not stomach. It was terrible.
Yeah, it really just seemed like just audience titillation and just
and homophobia all mixed into one horrible sack of crap.
Pretty much.
Sack of skin wielded by the Skin King.
Skin King. Skin King.
Skin King. But yeah, that is Wrestle Boys week 6.
Yes, week 6, which is actually week 5, but whatever.
What do you guys think for sign of the week?
I'm gonna go with the XFL one you brought up.
I like the XFL one.
I think honestly we weren't paying as much attention to signs just because there was such a good show going on. Anytime we'd see him, it'd be like, that's not that great.
Yeah, I had more of an eye for the signs this week, and I do think the XFL one was pretty good, but I still the Rock one with the lost wages made me laugh a lot harder.
I thought that was really interesting that Mega Fighter sort of took the wind out of the sails on that.
Because I figured out it was a Las Vegas thing. Yes.
I wanted to make a joke about how The Rock is personally responsible for people losing their wages. The Rock's taking your paycheck.
No.
The Rock's penalizing your paycheck. The Rock wants you to The Rock wants you to pay your child support. It's coming out of your paycheck.
If you smell when The Rock is taking your money,
I'm taking off your paycheck. So yeah, that was week 6, technically week 5, but fuck it, of Wrestle Boys. The next week review is coming up next week, and then we have the special review for No Way Out.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching Wrestle Boys. We are on Twitter at WRASSLEBOYS. That is WRASSLE Boys. We are on Anchor, Spotify, not iTunes, Overcast, some other shit. Like, give us a follow, give us a comment, give us something, please. We're desperate.
I also post the uploads to YouTube as well.
Yeah, we're also on YouTube, and you can just search Wrestle Boys and it'll probably come up.
Oh, yeah.
I tried to come up with a name that's like, oh, that it's those guys.
It's easy to find.
Yeah, because we were gonna be Wrestle Talk, but they were like, oh, but Wrestle Talk, fuck.
That's actually one of the things that bugged me about our old name is it was actually really hard to find in a YouTube search.
Yeah, I admit I only thought about this name for like half an hour, but I liked it and I made the logo for it and kissed my ass. Works. So
yeah.
So that is it for this week. We are either going to get another episode later this week or just next week after Thanksgiving. As we always say on Wrestle Boys,
all glory to the Skin King.
All glory to the Skin King. Hail, Skin.